I sensed something was off the second my phone buzzed at midnight. Not because of the time, my brother only called late when he needed a favor, but because my name flickering across the screen felt like a warning. I let it go unanswered. His voicemail arrived half a minute later, his voice shaking beneath a thin layer of bravado. "Bro, call me back. It's serious." With him, it always was. Backstory setup. People imagine betrayal comes from romantic partners, but blood family is the blade that cuts the deepest. Growing up, I idolized him. My older brother, the untouchable one, the risk-taker who broke every rule and somehow always landed safely, while I became the quiet fixer trailing behind him. When he had children, I stepped into the role of the stand-in father he could never quite manage to be. Birthdays, hospital halls, late-night emergencies, I arrived every time. Gratitude, though? That was a language he never spoke. Discovery of betrayal. The shift began subtly. A casual assumption that I had nothing else going on. Requests that weren't really requests, more like duties I was expected to fulfill. Then came last month's divorce. His anger toward his ex bled into every corner of his life. He needed control, an audience, a target, and I was the easiest one. The night he asked me to babysit, I had already told him no. I had work, a deadline, my own life. He laughed into the phone. "You don't say no to family." But I did. And that's when he made the choice that changed everything. The incident, inciting moment. He ordered a taxi, packed both kids inside with their backpacks, blankets, and half-eaten snacks, gave the driver my address, and told him, "Drop them off. Don't wait." Except the driver got the address wrong. Same street number, 2 blocks away. An empty driveway. A landlord who rarely visited. A tenant who wasn't home. I didn't know any of this yet. All I knew was that my doorbell never rang. Shift in mindset, the planning. I learned the truth the next morning when his ex called, frantic. She had received a strange message from the kids, a muffled, "We're here," then silence. My brother lied without hesitation. Ask him. He has them. He always does. He threw me under the bus before even checking whether his children were safe. That told me everything I needed to know about who he really was and what needed to happen next. I didn't panic. Panic was his specialty. I moved differently. First, I called the taxi company, got the driver's name, tracked the route. Then I filed a missing children report before confronting my brother, because missing reports come with timestamps, and timestamps never lie. By the time we found the kids safe, confused, sitting in a neighbor's living room eating cereal, it wasn't relief that hit me. It was clarity. My brother wasn't just reckless. He was dangerous. Execution of revenge. I handed everything, messages, call logs, the taxi receipt with his signature, the missing person report, to his ex-wife. Not out of spite, but out of necessity. Her lawyer contacted me within an hour. "Will you testify?" I said yes. And that pushed the first domino. Child Services opened an investigation. His visitation rights were suspended. Emergency custody went to her. And because he had lied to police, claiming I had the kids, it turned into a legal mess far bigger than a family disagreement. I didn't need to yell. I didn't need to confront him. The system handled it, using his own recklessness as proof. Climax, the call. 3 days later, he called again. This time, there was no anger, just emptiness. "They took my kids," he whispered. "They said I put them in danger." "They said you." His voice cracked. "You reported it." "I reported the truth," I said. Simple. Clean. Final. Silence followed, then the slow, breaking inhale of a man realizing the world he'd controlled had slipped completely out of his grip. "You destroyed me," he breathed. "No," I said. "You did." Resolution. He still doesn't get it. Men like him rarely do. They mistake love for servitude, responsibility for convenience. I didn't take his children from him. I shielded them from chaos, from neglect, from him. In the end, the revenge wasn't watching him unravel. It was knowing that, for the first time, consequences finally found him. Consequences carrying my fingerprints. But justice wore its own name.